Habs lose 5-1 against the LA Kings in what was a massive amount of blunders by the Habs. Very frustrating game overall. Not what we wanted to see. We wanted to, build momentum after the good win we had against Utah. We were all very, very excited. It was the first time we had won a game for more than one goal, by more than one goal in 7 games or something like that. So we wanted to, build up on that momentum. But the Kings are our kryptonite. They have beaten us the last 9 games or something like that. They were saying we haven't beaten them since 2019. Yes, 2019. This guy is 4 years old. He has not seen the Habs beat the Kings. Yeah. Anyways, rough start. Right off the bat, we didn't have any good periods, I don't think. The first period, we sort of survived. We sort of survived it. We got a good chance at the end, and we score Anderson with the snipe. Really nice play by Hudson. But from the get-go, you could tell that the Habs were, even Lane Hudson said in the second intermission, discombobulated. And I think that word is gonna come up a lot. Even though I think I'm gonna title the video "Blunders" because blunders and Kings, chess, yeah, sure. Anyways, very discombobulated. We were not finishing up the plays. We were not skating hard. Passes were going array. Sure, it must have been some of the pressure that the Kings were putting. They are a veteran team. They are the oldest team in the NHL, and we are the youngest. So there's obviously a disparity there, but doesn't mean that the oldest beats the youngest. Not always. Being older and a veteran team has its pros. It has its cons too. They should be a lot slower than the Habs are, and we were just not able to capitalize on our speed. We're a lot faster than they are, and we just were not able to use that in our favor. Montembeault started okay. Obviously, at least we didn't get scored on the first goal, so that's relief. I think it had been 3 games in a row that the first shot goes in. So, yay, first period we don't get scored on. Cool, it's an improvement. But then, that third goal, he just kind of gifted it to Fiala. We obviously didn't have momentum by then, and everybody's been talking about it, so I'm not going to repeat it ad nauseum. But, yeah, just not good, right? You expect more from your first starting goaltender. So that conversation is gonna keep happening, keep on going. The Davesh versus Monty, sad, because Montembeault had built some momentum or some confidence, I'd rather say, on Saturday against the Mammoth, right? So sad to see that all gone. I think this game obviously didn't help his confidence whatsoever. So yeah, probably not the best for him. Anywho, we had a couple nice things, and we had a couple moments that I think could have made the game go very differently. Second period, we're down by 2 already. We have not been playing well. We have not been deserving to be in the game. Like I said, all our passes were, just a little bit further ahead. We were just a little bit slow. The confidence of the whole team was not there. We were not pinching up on defense most of the like we do most times. So we were not able to keep the cycle, stuff like that. But during the PK to the penalty that Newhook took, which I forget what was exactly. I think it was a tripping. Yeah. He tripped someone with his stick. Yeah. Suzuki is in the PK instead of Newhook, so he's with Kapanen. And he has a really good hustle, steals the puck in the Kings zone, and sets up Dobson, who absolutely misses the net, just completely wide and out. And he had a very good chance. He was just in front of the goalie, a lot of space, in multiple spaces of the goal, and just completely misses it. I think if we score there, it could have been a very nice momentum that we get and confidence for everybody. But instead, it doesn't happen. Our PK was good overall. We didn't get scored on their penalty kill, so I think our PK has been unbeatable for 3 games straight now, which is pretty nice, obviously. But we still want to win games. So I think Dobson was very upset that he didn't score there, and it wasn't just Dobson. Like, we had a bunch of chances or of scoring chances that we just did not put the puck anywhere close to the goal. I think Slav had one too. It was a very bad game for Slav. He did have a few good things here and there, but overall he was just giving the puck away every time he had the puck on his stick. Either by a pass, a no-look pass that would get intercepted, or trying to do something and then just like bouncing against another player. Like, it's not good. He obviously gets benched for that. The mid up to the first line for a bunch of the game, but I think it was more Martin trying to send a message to the whole team than just to Slav himself. Like, yes, Slav was not playing well. It wasn't egregiously bad. Everyone, and I mean everyone, maybe except Anderson, who had a pretty good game, and Jagai, who again I think was solid. Everyone else was asleep. Just not good enough. And it is the Kings. Like, this team has beaten us so many times. We have not been able to play against them. We have not been able to do our game against them in forever. And like, we once again allow them to run the show. Like, we're not generating anything. We had, like I said, a few chances here and there, and the chances we did have, or like the better chances we had, we just put it completely off goal. I don't know if if the scouting report told them that what's his name? Kemper. I think it's Darcy Kemper, the goalie, right? Yeah. That Kemper, like, weak spot or something was like very like at the top and at a very tight corner or something. Cause like, I don't know what they were aiming for. They were not hitting the net. And we're not getting many chances. Obviously, we're playing against a veteran team. They know how to close the gaps. They know how to control the rush and whatnot. So the very few chances we get, you want to convert, right? And just not a good game, obviously. Sorry, still processing all of that. Quickly, since I mentioned the Suzuki setting up Dobson on the PK, I just laughed a little bit then because Suzuki pre-game, he's a little banged up. He took a therapy day and did not practice the day before the game, I think. And then the day of the game, the reporters asked more, and he said he should be fine, that speed is not essential to his game, so he should be fine. And then he completely uses his speed to actually generate something. I just found it a little bit hilarious, Anywho. Dak gets a couple unlucky penalties. A tripping call that was like super soft, and then the refs do not call any of the heavy cross checks that Edmondson was having on, I think it was the mid of. Like, the Kings got away with some stuff that we did not get away with. I think the refs put their whistles away in the third and did not give us a chance on the power play. I think there were a few times that the Kings could have been called. Because we got called on a soft penalty, I thought we were gonna get some of those calls. The things that the Kings were doing in the third period were things that teams usually get away with. Or that teams get away with a lot, and we have gotten away with some of those a lot. But because we got a soft call against us on the first period, I thought maybe, we were going to get some of those calls. Fans were not happy. Obviously, we're not happy. Fans at the Bell Center were not happy. The refs did not give us a chance, with that. Not going to complain too much about the refs there. I don't think they were the reason we lost. None whatsoever. We were obviously not good against the Kings. But unlucky penalties by Duck. The trip, like I said, very soft, and then the high stake. Sure, it does look like a high stake, and like I still think the NHL should allow to review penalties, and like just like they call icings, and then they're like, oh wait, it was not an icing. You know, let's play it put the puck in the middle, and like let's restart the game. Why can't they not do that with penalties? It's so weird to me. Like, why? You can review an icing that, sure, benefits a team a little bit because, you know, you get the face-off in their zone and they can't change, fine. But, like, if you lose the face-off, or the team that iced it wins the face-off, that's pretty much it, right? Like, the whole advantage is gone, right? Okay, bear with me. I know there's a little bit more to that, but whatever, bear with me. Whereas a penalty that maybe the ref calls that is not a penalty, and they immediately realize it's not a penalty, never gets turned back. And it gives a team a much bigger advantage than an icing. How come? I don't understand it. Like, if a ref calls a penalty, especially if it goes to the commercial break, but I guess you don't want to do that. Anyways, you should be able to review it. You know, call the penalty, be like, hey, we think there was a high stake where it plays under review or whatever. You review it 2 seconds. Okay, the stick clearly does not hit him. It's the puck that hits him in the face. You stop the penalty and you don't get a power play, and the puck resets wherever. You can even reset it at the face-off in front of the net, or wherever the puck was when the play got called, you know? Just not good. Anyways, I know there's obviously more to it and more reasons, like, you know, you pull the goalie and whatnot, and then if you pull the goalie and you score and the penalty was not actually a penalty, like you get into a whole... you open a whole can of worms by doing that, and I know, it's just me being frustrated at the whole thing. Yeah. Anywho, Veleno. I know some people are really upset at Veleno. I do actually like parts of his game. Like, he is fast, he does forecheck, he does hit and whatnot. He needed to be way better blocking that Edmondson shot. He made himself little. He did not make himself big. And sure, it has been the hardest recorded shot on goal in the NHL, period, this season. So, like, yeah, that would have hurt, but it's your responsibility. You're a fourth liner. You need to block those. Like, that's what you do. So yeah, frustrated that he like made himself little and blocked the view for Montembeault, who maybe should have had that too, because it was a shot from the blue line, you know. Usually those don't go in anymore, but he did not have a lot of vision on it. Maybe I give him the benefit of the doubt there. I don't know. I have personally been very lenient with Monty. I know a lot of people are very critical of him. Just... I did mention this a little bit, the line blender. Martin benches Slav, puts the mid up on the first line, and he also loads up when we're down. He's starting to load up Hudson and Dobson, both together, which obviously generates or should generate more offense because he gives the playmaker and the Dobson's shot, you know. So I like that. I like Slav personally, so it was sad seeing him benched. I understand why. Hopefully he's not off the first line next game, because I think you need to give him a little bit more than just one bad game, because it was a bad game for everyone, not just Slav, right? Hudson with a fairly bad game overall. He had a bunch of giveaways. He had a bunch of passes that were intercepted, or passes that went just straight into one of the Kings players. Like, just not good by Hudson. He obviously had a good play to set up the only goal for us. So that's, you know, good. That's what Hudson does. But then massive blunder between him and Struble that ends up in the Armia goal, which was the dagger. You know, you're down by 2 in the third period. There's 12 minutes left or something like that. You've been having possession of the puck and generating things in the offensive zone, albeit, you know, none of them gone in, or like none of them were very dangerous chances. But you start you started generating stuff, and we have come back from 2 before. And then this nothing play for the Kings. Hudson and Struble get cross-wired. None of them go for the puck. And Hudson finally tries to retrieve it. Armia reads that, steals it, snipes it. The rest of history, you know. And then you're not coming back from that. Now you need to come back from 3. Yeah, a lot harder. Yeah, so Struble did not have a good game either. He was responsible for 2 or 3 of the goals. I think he was there for 3 of the goals against. I think he was somewhat responsible for at least 2 of them. So yeah, not a good game by Struble. So I think if Gouli was returning next game, I think it would be Struble to sit, because Jagai has had a couple solid games and Struble has had a couple rough games. But that can change anytime. I think Struble and Jagai are like, yeah, they're like in a seesaw, you know, like one goes up, the other one goes down, you know, in performance. Like I mentioned, also the passes were not connecting. The shots were bad, just not in sync in general, it felt. Yeah, and that's it. I am just very frustrated, and I'm sure you are too. It's you know, you lose games. That's understandable. The way you lose, though. Like, I would have understood if we were playing a good game, or like if the Kings were just completely better than us and like were shutting us down, stuff like that. And I understand that there is some pressure applied by the Kings that obviously factored in our all of our passes and our shots being completely off, you know. But even when they were not putting pressure, our passes were just not good. Our decision making was just not great. Our defense were not pinching in. I don't know. I don't understand why. Like, we usually have our defense pinch in to try and keep puck possession, but they were hesitating. I don't understand what's going on. I do understand that because we have been a good team in the league sees us and prepares more to play against us, right? Than if we were a bottom feeder team. So the teams we're playing against are adapting to our style of play, and there will come a time where we will struggle and we will have to adapt back. Maybe this is that time. We'll see. Anywho, we have Dallas Thursday night in Montreal, and then Bruins Saturday night. I think that's it, right? So we need to come back. You know, those 2 teams, Dallas is a pretty good team, and Boston, even though on paper they're not good, they have been unbeatable for 8 games now. I think so. I think they're in an 8-game winning streak. So we need to have our best game. We need to stop that streak if it comes to us. Yeah. Hopefully, you know, this is a one-off and not something that more indicative of more things. You know what I mean. Anywho, not gonna get too upset about this one. Hopefully, it's a write-off. Hopefully, it was just the Kings being our kryptonite. That next game we come back to our passes being crisp, our decision making being fast, and just playing more in sync. So I'll see you after the Dallas game. Go Habs go.